Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we will be learning about history of architecture. So you saw the timeline before earlier in this video. So in history videos, that is the theory part of section 1, I'll be covering two or a single stage at a time. For example, in this video I will be covering prehistoric and Near East architecture. So when some of the stages get too long for a video, so at that time I will be covering only single stage. Okay, so let's start with prehistoric architecture. That was started around 9000 BC. That was during early man. Okay, so the prehistoric architecture is divided into three stages rather: Paleolithic, Megalithic and Neolithic. Okay, so Paleolithic represents nothing but Old Stone Age, Megalithic represents Middle Stone Age and Neolithic represents New Stone Age. So this prehistoric architecture was during the time when man first discovered tools, went for hunting, depended on animals and vegetation for food, and stayed in rock caves. So the first men, early men, were theoretically developed from Africa, and then people migrated to Europe and Asia. Okay, so in this history videos I will be just mainly teaching you the architectural character. Okay, so we will not be going so much deep into how man evolved, what all they did, so that's beyond the scope of it. So I will be teaching only architectural character. So during prehistoric time there were four main structures. Okay, the first one was menhir. Menhir is nothing but a single monolith member. Monolith means it is an upright member standing tall. It serves a religious purpose. Sometimes large number of these menhir members are arranged in parallel. Okay, so the second was an dolmen. Dolmen is nothing but two upright members which is capped with a horizontal slab. Okay, the third one is cromlech. Cromlech is nothing but when dolmen is arranged in a circular manner. Like many dolmens are arranged in circular manner, it's known as cromlech. The fourth one is a tumulus, or plural is for tumuli. Okay, Tumuli. So tumuli, the plural form of tumulus, is nothing but a dome type structure where a corridor leads to an underground chamber. So tumulus was earlier usually a grave at that time. Okay, so people were buried here, and at that time also death was so much respectful that they created some structures like this. So let's look about the dwellings. So the primitive dwellings mostly had one room. Okay, so these were all the types of dwellings that Stone Age men used to live in. So the first one is rock caves. There were both natural as well as artificial rock caves created by men. Second is a beehive hut. Beehive hut is nothing but a stone arranged in the shape of a hut. Trullo hut. Trullo is a dry walled rough stone shelter. Okay, there is a village in Italy, I guess so. So most of the settlements in that village mainly consist of a trullo. Okay, so next one is a teepee. Teepee is nothing but a conical tent where wooden poles, these black lines are wooden poles which acts as a framework for this hut. Okay, and animal skins were used to cover these doors. So the next settlement was Hogan. Hogan is nothing but house built by joining wood logs. You can see horizontal wood logs which were joined, and this type of settlement was known as Hogan. Hogan was mainly found in India. Okay, and then came igloo, also known as Eskimo. So this where it was a colder regions. Igloo was mainly built from ice block connected spirally. So these ice block were connected spirally, and the next settlements are Nigerian hut. Nigerian hut is nothing but mud walls and palm leaf roofs. So this was mainly mud wall, for thatch also was used, and leaves and roof was palm leaves. Then came Iraqi Mudif. Iraqi Mudif is covered with split reed mats built on reed platform. There was a reed platform and all this made up of split reed mats. Okay, then came Sumatran house. Sumatran house was mainly built for several families. Okay, it's nothing but timber and roof made of palm leaves. Right? So then first came rock caves, then beehive hut, then a trullo, teepee, hogan, igloo, Nigerian hut, Iraqi Mudif and Sumatran house. Okay, so these were the settlements that were used during prehistoric architecture. So for prehistoric architecture, first we saw the three stages, that is Paleolithic, Megalithic and Neolithic. So we saw the four basic settlements, that is Menher, Dolmen, Cromlech and Cumulus. Then we saw primitive dwellings, rock caves, beehive hut, trullo, teepee, hogan, igloo, Nigerian hut, Iraqi Mudif, and then at last we saw Sumatran house, that was for joint families. So this was about prehistoric architecture. And next we will see about Near East architecture. So Near East architecture developed around 3500 BC. Okay. So with Africa, okay, you should know the world map. So after people migrated from Africa, settlements began to develop around during Iraq. So there were two major rivers, Euphrates and Tigris. Okay, so settlements near these rivers are known as Mesopotamian settlements. Okay, so started as villages, but then they developed into cities which were surrounded by large walls and temple dominating the city. Okay, so these settlements near Tigris and Euphrates river are known as Mesopotamian settlements. So near Tigris rivers mainly Assyrian was found, and near Euphrates it was Babylonian. So near this Tigris river it was Assyrian, and near Euphrates river it is known as Babylonian. Okay, so later there was a fight between these two kingdoms rather, and Babylonian took over Assyrian. Okay, so let's jumping into the architectural character. Materials used were clay, soil, reeds, rushes, bricks made from mud, straw and sun-dried bricks. Okay, and decoration. So decoration during the settlements was winged bull, guarding portals, murals and decorative stones. So there were winged bulls at that time. So the temple that villages or cities had were mostly ziggurats. So ziggurats is also known as holy mountain. Okay, so ziggurat was holy mountain. Remember this, it's asked as an MCQ. Ziggurat is nothing but an holy mountain. Okay, it's mountain shape and it's holy because it has a temple inside it, so it was holy mountain. So ziggurats were religious structures built next to temples, and on top of ziggurats were small temples. Okay, ziggurats were mainly of three types: archaic, 2 or 3 staged, or 7 staged, which developed during Assyrian period. Okay, so these were the 3 types of ziggurats that were built. So after ziggurats, kings celebrated their victory by building palaces. Okay, so there was palaces also built at that time. So the great example is Palace of Persepolis. And there is a term known as Apadana. Apadana is a large hypostyle hall which consists of 36 columns and was 20 meters in height. Okay, the hypostyle hall is nothing but an hall with roof. It's nothing but an hall with a roof which is supported by columns. Okay, so this is known as an hypostyle hall. So the basic hypostyle hall was seen in Near East period, but the main hypostyle hall was developed during Egyptian architecture. Okay. So ziggurat of Ur is a famous example of ziggurat whose dimensions are 64 into 46 into 30 meter in height. Okay. So then talking about settlements, Megaran was a dwelling space for the families. Okay, so entrance was at the end. Okay, this was the entrance. In long sides they had no entrance, but in the shorter side they had an entrance. Then came a colonnaded space forming a vestibule. Okay, with roof inside supported by columns. So this was the dwelling space for families during Near East period. See, at the start we saw Mesopotamian is of two kingdoms mainly. There are other kingdoms also like Persian and all, but there were two kingdoms like Assyrian and Babylonian. So Assyrian mainly dealt with ziggurats, okay, and Babylonian mainly dealt with hanging gardens. Okay, so hanging gardens is nothing but there were roof gardens on ziggurats. You can tell this by this image. Okay, so in this place, very high walls were erected, supported by stone pillars, by planting what was called a pensile paradise and replenishing with a sort of trees. So there were gardens at every stage. Okay, that's the example of hanging garden. And for general knowledge, first metal used by man was copper. Okay, so first ever metal that was used by man was copper. Stone Age tools of Stone Age Indians were made by quartzite. Quartzite is a type of a stone. Okay, we will learn about stone. Okay, there are various types like igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. So we will learn about all these stones when I will be teaching building materials. Okay, so the Stone Age period was classified according to the tools that were used. So earlier we saw Paleolithic, Megalithic and Neolithic, no? So all these periods are classified according to the tools that were used at that time. And Bhimbetka rock caves are famous for prehistoric paintings. So that's another pointer. And the last point is Alexander Cunningham is known as the father of Indian archaeology. He is a British excavist, I think so. So he started the archaeological sites was excavated, and the term archaeology was brought in India by Alexander Cunningham during British rule in India. Okay, so that's all for this class. So in this class we saw prehistoric architecture that was around 9000 BC. Okay, it's divided into three: Paleolithic, Megalithic and Neolithic. So all these stages were classified according to the tools that were used. Then we saw four basic menhir: dolmen, cromlech and tumulus. Saw four basic structures. Then we saw various type of settlements like rock cut, caves, till Sumatran house. Okay, so all these materials were also mentioned in that. Then we saw Near East architecture that was around 3500 BC. Okay, also known as Mesopotamian. Mesopotamian was mainly of two kingdoms, Assyrian and Babylonian. Later Babylonian defeated Assyrian and took over everything. Okay, so then we saw the holy mountain ziggurat. We thought three types: archaic, 2 or 3 stage and 7 stage ziggurat. Okay, so then the human settlements or dwellings rather were known by the form Megaran. Okay, Megaran had entrance of longer sides. It had a colonnaded entrance space with a vestibule, and for decoration they used winged bulls and murals. Materials were mainly clay, soil, reeds, bricks and sun-dried bricks. Okay, so this was the main pointers that we saw about prehistoric and Mesopotamian architecture. Thank you. Take care.